the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football.
Say, dog. They gotta play us!
What is up, everybody? Hooday, and welcome to Tigress Talk. I am working with a new thing here, and I'm trying to get Jerry in here. Oh, I found it. Hi, Jerry. Hi. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to bear with me tonight. We are trying a new service out, so we may have some hiccups, but, that wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. So thanks everybody for being here today. Thanks my 2 besties fresh off Nashville trip. So thank you girls so much for joining us tonight. We got Jerry holding it down in Florida and Kayla holding it down in Northern Kentucky. So ladies, how was Nashville? Because it looked like the best time ever. And Nashville, I feel like, is always a great time. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I had a great time. The game, I mean, it always helps when we win, but yes. As far as like in the stadium, and Nashville is, walkable, and we were really lucky. Our Airbnb was really close, so we were able to just take an Uber back and forth and not worry about parking, and super great.
That's awesome. What's up, Stranger 4420 Hooday? Thanks for being here in the chat. How did you have fun, Jerry?
I did. It was a long weekend, a very long weekend. I think on Sunday we were out from 10 a.m. until almost 3 a.m. So I'm very, very tired.
Well, I tell you what, Jerry, I commend you. It's not an easy feat at our late age, so I commend you.
No, like the last 2 hours, I was like, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna sit here and you guys can keep dancing, but I see a chair open. So the last 2 hours, I may or may not have been sitting down enjoying the band from the corner, but yeah, I had phenomenal tickets, and I was so excited because Kayla came down and got to spend the second half of the game with me, and we got to see just a lot of fun things and lots of hijinks, some fun, some not so much.
What kind of
hijinks? Was the funniest. Like, if you just take everything away, it was like super high highs, and then we would we would have we were right there for everything that happened with the Jordan battle of it all. It was like right in front of us. It was fun because the Hooday chant would it was like the wave. It would travel around the stadium. It was just chaos. It was fun, but it was kind of it was just weird vibes. The stadium was it wasn't very filled with Titans fans. No. So that always makes it kind of strange, but it was so fun.
Yeah. And poor Kayla. I think I've given everybody a complex because Kayla kept saying, "Oh no, you're gonna send me back up to Caleb.
You're gonna send me back to my husband."
when they got the interception. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that to you.
And I was honestly, Jerry, I was a little, I wasn't worried. I knew we were going to have that game won. I knew we were going to have that game in the bag. But I was so worried that your fit would somehow be deemed unlucky, because that is just would be an absolute tragedy. And if you missed Jerry's fit, make sure you go back and look. We've been retweeting the photos. She looked like the cutest Randy Savage Bengals version I've ever seen. And she did the whole spin and everything. And it was just an iconic moment, as
It
always.
was
And I was obsessed with all of it.
it was so fun. I felt so sparkly. I felt like a Bengal disco ball, Randy Savage, in the best way. I had so many people stop me and just like, for one, everybody thought I made it. I'm like, I am absolutely not that talented.
Wow.
But like, I had grown men coming up to me saying, "This is the greatest thing I have like ever seen," and they were not being like
They
jerks
weren't
about it
being,
or anything. They were
yeah.
like, "This is awesome." And so I'm like, please, I want to be able to wear this again. I don't want it to be bad luck.
Stranger 4420 says, who has less fans at a home game, Titans or Raiders? Ooh, low blow, Stranger 4420. I don't know. I know the Titans are having a rough year. God
Yeah.
love them. They are
Yeah.
struggling. So, I know that it's hard. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. They're a newer team. Nashville's like a destination city. Vegas is a destination city. They moved out of Oakland. It's just tough. It's tough time for
is.
football fans. So
And all of the Titans fans that I encountered were very nice,
Yes.
wonderful, welcoming. Yeah.
we had a good experience there a couple years back. We sat front row in the end zone, Jerry, probably close to near where you were. And the good thing about sitting down there is you're typically around season ticket holders. So for
Yeah.
one, they're not going to start any fights because they don't want to lose their tickets. Two, they're typically like normal, nice-ish people in my experience. I'm sure, people have had other experiences, but in my experience, they've always been very nice. And also we're very like we're nice. We're, we never talk any smack to anybody, things like that.
Yes.
But when I went, I was cold because I severely underdressed for the weather in Nashville. I just was thinking to myself, like, oh, Nashville is warm. No, it was not warm. And I was freezing to death. And these ladies literally like were giving me their coats and blankets. They had overdressed because
Aw.
they're from the South. And they were like, oh, this is gonna be so cold. So they brought like I was literally wearing like one of their ponchos, one of their Titans
Aw.
ponchos. Like they were literally so like they could not have been kinder. Are you done with me now? Also, I just wanted to point out that BB, I think, is maybe on the naughty list because like we were like trying to get ready for the show and she hopped up in my lap and I didn't even realize she had a bone in her mouth. I know you're trying to make up for it now, aren't you? She had a bone in her mouth and she literally just like spit it at Cap's feet.
Oh no.
In the foot. It was such a dick move. I keep telling her I'm going to call Santa. But anyway, I'm so glad you guys had such a good time in
We got really
Nashville.
lucky with the weather too because
Yeah.
it rained
Yeah.
quite a bit the night before. And
Yeah.
at one point, like the forecast was saying that it was going to rain pretty much the whole game. And
Yeah.
it didn't rain once. And it was kind of nice that it was overcast because like I didn't have to wear sunglasses the whole game, didn't have to squint to like see. It was a lot easier to see, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I feel like we got really lucky with the whole thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At one
Jason
point, I was so like
confirmed they were
overdressed
cool.
that I was sweating.
You're
Yeah.
sweating. That's good. I'm glad you weren't dumb like me. I was literally like, oh, 40 degrees. That's not that cold. I could probably just wear a vest. No, I was freezing. I'm an idiot. But
I had my heated socks on, and I ended up like turning those off, not even
heated
halfway through the
socks chair
game.
was like 50.
Well, listen, I'm in Florida now. I don't remember what these temperatures feel like, and I just
I
didn't
always
want my
forget.
toes to be cold. And I was in the cowboy boots, and even though they were lined with like almost kind of like fleece,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, like, how that would, the wind, if it was windy or anything like that, if it was going to go through. So it
Yeah.
was nice because the boots were tall enough that it hid the little like battery pack. So it didn't look like I was on house arrest like it usually does when I wear
Oh my God, that's funny. That's really
that.
funny.
But yeah, the weather was as good as we could have asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Given
because
what they
when
said it
I
was going to
looked, it
be.
looked like it was gonna rain the whole weekend, and I was like, "Ooh," like. But I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad you guys had good weather. Good deal. All right, well, let's watch some highlights because there was a few fun things that happened. I would say this is also new. I've got a wheelie button tool. So anyway, be scared. Let's see.
Ooh.
Okay, we're gonna hit share. Does that work? Oh, we're at the bottom. I was like, oh, we're disappeared.
Look at
Okay.
how professional.
Wow. Are you guys?
If you click the right one, where you can be to the and not block the video if you care.
The right one.
Underneath the video on. Yep, bingo.
Wow.
Oh.
Look at us, guys. We are stepping it up in the world. Okay. All right. We're gonna try and play this here. Is it a push? Nope. Okay. Play. There we go. You guys hear that okay? Is it too loud? All right. Nice.
Ugh.
That was great. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, there we go. The Yak King, ladies and gentlemen. The Yak King. I'm just so impressed with his calf muscles. I know I say it almost every week, but he makes so many things open up and plays happen just because he is so freaking strong. Now, if you're like me, you're screaming, throw the ball, throw the ball.
I was. This was in our court,
Yeah.
or this was in our side of the field too.
Yeah. But I just want to point out my dude, Devin Cochran here, who has like sandwiched this man right here in the middle. I don't think can you guys see my pointer? Oh, look at my pointer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look out, world. I got a pointer. All right. Because usually I'm like pointing at stuff and I'm talking and nobody can see what I'm doing. But okay. Anyway, just keep an eye on this right here because this cracks me up. He's like, and also he throws him down again. I was literally crying laughing at this. All right. Was that rewind? Rewind? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So that's that one again. Now we can watch the actual play develop down the field. But I love Joe Burrow's patience. I'm thankful that he's more patient than me because I was screaming at him to throw the ball. And then and there's our dude.
And Jamar was right in front of me too.
Yeah.
So I wanted that touchdown over there. Yeah.
He waits for Chase Brown to get open. Chase Brown, our what do we call him? His maybe he's on the naughty list for jumping into the Salvation Army kettle, but that's all right. All right. We love him. We should take up a collection for his fine.
Yes.
Truly.
I really wanted Jamar to catch a touchdown over by us because I wanted to give him my cowboy hat to wear as he's doing the gritty. That was my vision of just
that would have been
amazing.
Yeah.
Right? You have to it's tricky though because that's like a slippery, it's like a fine line because if you throw it, you may find yourself like ejected and arrested and
I was just gonna hand it.
I know, but it's like you have to do a
if he came over and grabbed it, I'm just like, oh no, don't do that.
He took my cowboy hat and did an awesome touchdown celebration. One can dream.
That would have been legendary.
Yeah, one can dream. Okay, let's see what this play is. This is the first time I'm watching any of these. Oh, Gesicki. Oh, I love that they did the caption where they were like, "Wee!" Gesicki probably. Although I will point out he did not land the flip in the style of Jerome Simpson, but still pretty great for a white guy. Pretty great. So good. And I tell you what, I did not realize that their defense is what are they ranked? Like number 2 or something like that. I'm just thinking Titans trash. I don't play fantasy anymore, so I don't really pay attention to who's got a good defense and who's, I don't pay attention to other teams really anymore since I quit playing fantasy a couple years ago. But I did not realize that this Titans defense is a really highly ranked defense. So, we all remember Jeffrey Simmons. So, but I thought it was great what Chase was able to do all day. Love him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just getting better and better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, if you follow his girlfriend on Instagram, she just had a baby shower and she's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with her. But anyway. Oh, TB.
Every time my heart just was just oh.
Thanks for the memories, TB.
But I can't clap, but I want to clap.
I thought it was cool though how he was talking to the guys beforehand. They showed the Joe Burrow talking to him and everybody and it's nice to know that there's no bad blood there because I think people want that. People want there to be hatred and stuff, and it's not there.
Yeah.
when he was announced coming out of the tunnel, like pretty much everybody was clapping for him, like Bengals
Aw,
fans, Titans fans. Like they were
that's
really trying to
great.
show their appreciation for him.
No,
Lots
I
of
love that.
that. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Joe Burrow even did that. So yeah,
mhm.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, what's this? Nice, nice. Pratt had a good game. I feel like he's one that's had a rough season so far, but he had a really good game. Nice, Hendrickson. Oh God, this pissed me off so bad. Why would they blow that dead? Why, if
I
that was
know.
any other team, they would not blow that dead. That pissed me off because poor Jung Meta, rookie, undrafted rookie, makes the team. You know, everyone is so happy and proud of him. And then he had what could have been an amazing moment that was taken away by the stupid refs because they don't know how to do their dang job. But anyway,
And of course they didn't like show that on the stadium.
Right.
no, of course not. Of course not. No. It's funny because even the announcers were like mad about some of these calls. So you know that's bad when even the announcers were mad about some of these calls. What's up, Dalton? I'm so glad to see you here. Dalton says, love that Burrow is showing his energy. Even if it's 100% frustration, you set the standard through the ups and downs for sure. Houday, absolutely, Dalton. We're gonna get heavy into that because I have some things to say about that. But oh, Jerry, this was your moment. Jerry, I just want you to know that everyone I know who knows you
My
was
phone
happy
was
for
blowing
you
up.
specifically in this moment. And if you are
Mm.
new to the show, Jerry is Sam Hubbard's biggest fan that I know of, other than maybe his own mother or girlfriend or whoever. Outside of Sam Hubbard's immediate family and the Moeller High School athletic staff, I think Jerry might be Sam Hubbard's biggest fan. When I had the chance to meet him, the only thing I wanted from him was a video to Jerry saying thank you for being my biggest fan. And when I sent it to her, her family thought someone had died by her reaction when she saw the video.
The
So
gasp that I gasped was the most dramatic gasp in my entire life, for
which
one.
honestly made my entire life. So anyway, so here's the thing, when they declare Sam Hubbard eligible, because they've done it several times this year, they have lined him up on offense, declared him as eligible, and every single time I'm like, throw it to him. But you know, when it's an away game, I don't always know who's declared as eligible. It's hard for me to see even sometimes who's on the field. So I didn't even really realize that he was in on this play because you know when you're there at the stadium, they announce 94 is declared eligible, whatever. They have to like say it so that they know if they're blocking downfield that's okay. It's not a penalty. But every time they declare him as eligible, I tell them to throw it to him. And this time they did, and it made my entire life. And it wasn't the cleanest catch.
It took him
But he
out for the
got
season.
it.
But
Yeah.
He got it. And then Joe Burrow made sure that he got the ball back. He spiked
him
it.
running to go
And
get it was like the funniest
Yes.
part about all that.
I
But that
love.
was on the opposite side of the field than us. And I guess I wasn't paying attention when they were saying like who was eligible. And
it's
I
hard to
looked
tell. Yeah.
and I was like, was that Sam? I'm like screaming and like my friend was getting some food at the time, so I'm there by myself and I look over to the nice gentleman, older gentleman that was next to me that I had made friends with at the game. He was a Titans fan. I was like,
Oh,
was that Sam? And he's just like, ma'am, I don't know who Sam is. 'Cause he had like the cutest
I
little
don't know
southern
no
accent.
Sam Hubbard.
He's like, but I'm happy for you because you seem pretty happy. And I was like, oh, I just kept saying,
precious.
oh my God, that was Sam. I know I had to look like a complete lunatic.
Yeah, I lost my mind. I looked like a complete lunatic in the bar. Stranger 4420. I love that Sam Hubbard did psy ops on the D pre-snap. I don't know what that means. Do you guys know what that means?
Psychological.
Oh, psychological.
Ah,
Okay. I'll take your word for it, stranger. But yeah, but then of course we found out that then he got injured. So I feel like I was like, but at what cost? At what cost? But you know, I feel like he's been banged up all year. It's bound to happen. Like if that was his last snap and he caught a freaking touchdown pass as a
What a way to
defensive
go.
end,
Yeah.
like what the heck? Like, come on. What a way to go. Love it.
He's only had 2 touchdowns, right? Like the one
Yeah.
or has
Yeah.
so I've been there for both of those. And I feel like that is just like the universe saying I
This
was
is the
meant to be
lore.
there at that
This is the
time.
lore. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Oh gosh. All right. Anyway, that'll be hard to get over. That'll be hard to top, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes. Rock. Well, oh, that wasn't we'll see the BJ one later, but I love Mike Hilton on that nickel blitz. He did that really well against Tennessee back in 2022 when we played him. I'm sure he's
Yep.
done it, since then, but I remember thinking that very specifically. So and I realized that Tennessee's offense is not good, and I realized that our defense only has looked like superstars against some questionable offenses, but I don't care. They looked great on Sunday, and I will take it. So
They needed a bit of a confidence boost though.
They did.
Yes,
And like
yes.
this is the time of year where that's important. Like every game is important at this point. So
100%. 100%. Yeah, I love that we actually have some defensive highlights. to talk
I
about this
know.
week.
It's been a while.
He's like, oh, I'll take that. Thank
Like,
you.
thanks.
Oh my gosh.
What is that? 2 picks in 3 weeks? I'd say
Yeah.
Cam Taylor Britt is reading some tweets as well. So love that. I can't remember what the flags were for, but it doesn't matter. Oh gosh.
That one he's so tough.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe and T for that matter. Like, but they like both of them got hit and both of them are just it was
Look
incredible.
at my dude.
I know.
This man is like ready to make out with him. And like, yay! Doing like the Rocky pose on his back is like the most iconic thing ever. And I'm gonna pretend like I did that on purpose. I did not. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. But yeah, that was amazing. And I couldn't quite hear the T's very clearly, but I definitely heard them. Could you guys hear them in the stadium?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Maybe I just couldn't, we were at a bar, so sometimes it's hard. The sound is difficult, but
And with Tennessee being
amazing.
T's home state, I think
Yeah,
that
that's true.
even the Titans fans were like respected.
That's true. And he's a big Tennessee hero. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was amazing. I love that.
And I love Mims picking him up too.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, sorry. Kidding, it wasn't himself. Oh. So that was what? Takeaway number 2 from our guy? Well, technically 3, but I can't remember now. I'm losing count. It doesn't matter.
It's always good when you can lose count of how many times we took the ball away from them.
It's also
Yeah.
good when they bench their quarterback.
Yeah.
For Mason Rudolph.
Listen, Mason Rudolph almost put me into premature labor during that first Steelers Bengals game. What was it, 2 seasons ago? So I was a little nervous when he came out.
I know. It's always a little nerve-wracking when the backup comes out because there's like the unknown.
Yeah.
But we know Mason Rudolph. Come on. Love it. Oh. All right. Another defensive highlight. Poor Will. Oh, that's BJ's. Here we go.
Yep.
Rock the baby. Rock the baby. Oh. Oh, why'd you throw that? Geno Stone. There's our buddy. Geno Stone has also been reading your tweets. I'd just like to point that out. And I will say, I was just as skeptical as anyone when when Lou was like, we're gonna stick with Geno Stone because he is trying really hard.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of what was that movie, 21 Jump Street, where they were like, our son's a good trier. He's a very good trier. And that's what it reminded me of. And I was just like, oh God, why? But hey, I'm glad that he is he's having a better back half of the season, and I'm so glad to see it.
Absolutely.
Boom, pick 6. Love that. Oh, what's this one? Oh, there's Mason. There's our friend Mason Rudolph. Oh, this is the sad one.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
We went from
Oh.
so happy to
It's like the turf
we didn't
monster,
know
but
that
it
was
was
a
like
thing. We're like,
in his hand.
Wait, what does that mean? Yeah.
What'd you say?
We didn't know what was going on. We were like
Oh,
confused
yeah.
because we
I
thought
was
we were
also
so
confused
happy. And then,
because, yeah,
yeah.
I thought he was in the end zone. Like, I for sure thought that he made it to the end zone. Surely he made it to the end zone and then, like, threw it celebratory because that was all him. Like, there was nobody else there. Like, I don't have any explanation for this, but God love him. I feel for him.
He's never going to do that again, at least.
No.
he said it'll never happen again.
No, that is, there are mistakes in life that you only have to make once, and I believe for him that will be one of them. And hey, we got the ball on the. Oh no, wait, that was
No, it was
the touchback.
Yeah,
I remember now. Yeah, because I was confused because I was like, why is it not our ball on the 1 yard line? Because that's where he like lost it, whatever.
That's why we were
Anyway,
confused too.
That's a real dumb rule. I just want to point that out. But anyway, I think it's a good sign of things to come, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So glad for that.
Yeah.
Mike was on fire on Sunday.
What's that?
I said Mike was on fire on Sunday.
Yeah. For some reason, that nickel blitz against the Titans, regardless of, who's that head coach who's doing, calling the plays, that just works for them. I don't know. Someone smarter than me probably knows why, but oh, thank you. Thank you, Mason. Big Newton. Love it. And I love seeing the newer guys getting involved too. I know that was a thing people were really wanting. Bengals Nation 09, Who Day ladies. Sorry I'm late. Y'all look great. Congrats to OBJ on winning Walter Payton Man of the Year. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Bengals Nation 09. Better late than never. Yes. OBJ is the Bengals nomination for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. So we got to be hammering that social media. We all need to step up, namely me. But yeah, we got to get him that prize money. Absolutely. For his charity, which is diabetes, type 1 diabetes, which is a very important cause. So anyway, we're just watching some highlights, Bengals Nation 09. So settle in and hope you got your snacks. We're watching Mason Rudolph hate life right now, but anyway. And then I'm sorry, this was like, that was a garbage time thing. Like, everyone knew this game was over,
Yeah.
But I'm still happy. Boom. Tough.
Yep.
He's just a tough little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, is this part of it? Oh, this is the next thing. All right. This is for later. Stop sharing. Oh, see how we just faded back here?
I like this new setup.
I'm impressed. Okay. And I haven't screwed anything major up yet. So yeah, I mean, a great win. We all know Joe Burrow was heated on the sideline. We all saw that moment. So that's going to be our next thing, but we'll get through some other things first. But yeah, I'm so glad you guys had a great time. I'm so glad that you guys got to be there together. I was partly jealous I couldn't join you, but I was also still very much recovering from Dallas. So, it was a good decision for me not to go. As much as I wanted, my spirit wanted to be there, my body was like, absolutely not. And my emotional support chihuahua, who I am also her emotional support human, was like, please, no.
Definitely. And we all got road wins. So
yeah.
Yes. We'll split them up. We'll divide and conquer some road wins here. Okay, let's see. Now I gotta go back here. Okay, let's do some. Sorry, these are hard to see. Where's my viewer question? Oh, is this it? Okay, here we go. My apologies. Everything looks different on this, and like my little squares are very small and they're hard to see. So, all right. Thanks. We're gonna do some viewer questions. I did ask if anyone had any comments, and we got one from Christina. Our friend Christina, who watches the show with her daughter McKenna, she said, I said, how are we feeling? Is what I said. And she said, nervous because every time my sister, mom, and I wear orange to the game, we lose. And of course, our seats are in orange sections. And this is, if you guys didn't know, we're doing Strike the Jungle this week. So maybe I should have saved this for conspiracy theory time. But thank you, Christina, for your comment. We appreciate you watching. And I say rock the orange. I love it. But if anybody else has anything they want to say, please let us know in the chat. But I think we should definitely do some. That should definitely lead into some conspiracy theories at this point. All right.
I don't have my tinfoil, but apparently
No!
I have a shower cap.
You have a bonnet? It's hilarious.
It's
got tigers on it.
Yeah. Ross Incognito's here. What's up, Ross? He says, "Who day, ladies? Cincy for life." Heck yeah, Ross. Cincy for life. Thanks for joining us tonight. So Christina, I think that maybe you could wear orange on the outside, but some black base layers, possibly, because it's going to be a little chilly. It's going to be a little chilly on Sunday. And I don't know, just a thought to keep the bad vibes away. But yeah, it's been a tough season for orange. Orange pants, not so good. Tinfoil hat on. I don't really think. I don't know. I hate to blame the orange pants because I do love them. I love them so
too.
much. I want them to win in the orange pants very badly. But do you ladies have any conspiracy theories this week?
We came up with some during the game in Nashville when we were sitting together. So
I don't remember these.
I was going to say, please tell me you remember them because I have to that's why I text you guys sometimes immediately because if I don't, it's gone.
they just leave
right out my noodle.
I remember. So Tennessee fans kept barking and we didn't know why.
Barking?
Yeah. And maybe that's just something they do. I don't really know. And we didn't know what was going on.
Wait, is their mascot a dog? I feel
no,
like maybe
it's a Titan, like Sparta.
Oh.
Yeah, but it sounds like a bark. And so
maybe they're going rah, rah, but it sounded like ruff, like a bark. It just
was triggering PTSD for Jerry and I. So we were is this intentional? And then Macy Rudolph comes into the game and we have some post-traumatic stress from him.
Yes.
Is this all psychological?
Oh.
It didn't work.
That's interesting. It didn't work. Try your best, Callie. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's a fully developed conspiracy theory, but I feel like Callahan is too good of friends with Zach Taylor to lose that game. I feel like Callahan's season is Titans season's definitely over. It's done. There's no hope for them. Bengals still have an off chance, a very slim chance. We need some other things to happen that are not fully in our control, but still has a chance at playoffs. So maybe there was some, conversation, some thought given to that. I really doubt it because these guys are competitive. They want to win just to win. But it could happen.
I feel like
a raccoon. I swear it was some sort of animal. I just couldn't remember.
I didn't understand that either. He was cute mascot.
Did I miss the mascot?
He was there.
Jobu makes bats.
Was I
afraid and predicts they make the playoffs.
I don't know.
I don't remember that mascot.
I get it now. You blanked out on the mascot? Well, now
apparently.
I gotta Google it.
No, I feel like us kind of making this resurgence towards the end and a lot of other things having to happen. But that and Joe's drama and all of this stuff, I feel like they've done this all for the plot of what is it, Hard Knocks, and it's going
Yeah.
to help, just make for a better storyline, and then we're gonna sneak our way into the playoffs. And this is now me just being Delulu, and ride off into the sunset with a nice little Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
So, like, what a how much more drama could you need than that?
Right. So Stranger 4420 is confirming what I've just Googled, which is like blowing my mind here. Okay. Tennessee Titans mascot, his name is T-Rack. T-Rack. He is a raccoon, and it is the official state animal of Tennessee.
I mean, he's a
T-Rex
cute
is-
mascot. I will say that.
I think
I
raccoons
love
are
a raccoon, and I truly believe we are not doing enough to domesticate them. I,
Yeah, I agree with that. I do.
I
Oh
need a
my
trash
God.
panda so bad.
They
I
are so
know, I
absurdly
know.
cute.
We get them in our yard sometimes, and they're like, we have like a trail cam we've caught some raccoon activity on, and they're honestly funny,
Yeah.
but
Are.
they scare me a little bit because like
Yeah.
they can eat my dogs. Like they eat anything, literally anything. They eat other animals. They eat trash. They eat like they're omnivores. We have like a mouse trap that we keep out there because we get a lot of mice we have like a woods that backs up to our house. We get a lot of mice that want to chew through my cushions on my patio furniture. They picked up the mouse trap and took it into the woods. We found it like in the middle of the woods with little scratchy claws all over it. Like they are nuts. Absolutely nuts, and they're smart. And
Mhm.
apparently they've been breaking into those terrible, what are they? The cyber trucks because they look like dumpsters.
Yeah.
And they've been like scratching at them, like thinking that there's like garbage in there, and it's just the human that owns the cyber truck.
Yes, this is why I love them.
Right?
I need one. We have to
What?
invest more money into
Ross
domesticating them.
has 5 backyard pet raccoons. Ross, I feel like you could loan one to Jerry. You have 5? That's a lot. Like Jerry just needs 1, probably. So anyway, you guys can get together and get some raccoon exchange going on. But oh my God, that is crazy. I had no idea. Well, I probably did know that somewhere in the back of my brain, and it just purged with other useless knowledge that I don't need any longer. But all right, I have a theory, and this kind of is going to lead into my next thing here. But I think that the drones that we've been seeing are controlling people's minds and making them think that Joe Burrow is a liar and that he really hates Zach Taylor, even though he said multiple times that he doesn't. I think that's the only explanation because, like, why else would people be constantly accusing Joe Burrow of lying about his feelings for Zach Taylor?
The drones.
And
That's
maybe some other
interesting.
things. Maybe some other things too, but
Yeah.
definitely that. But have you guys heard about this drones? Have you seen this stuff that's going on with these drones? It's weird stuff. Or maybe the NFL is somehow like the Chiefs are involved with the refs and stuff. And I saw like a cartoon the other day that was like a courtroom where the Chiefs were on trial and Chris Collinsworth was the lawyer defending them. I would have laughed if I wasn't so mad about it, honestly. And I was waiting for Taylor Swift to get brought up, but she didn't. I really thought that's where they were going, but that didn't get brought up. But all right, let us know in the comments if you guys have any conspiracy theories. But those are my big ones. You guys have any more that you thought of during the game?
I don't think so.
I'm curious as to why they were barking raccoons, but
yes, if anyone knows why they were barking, please let us know.
Please let us know. You know what's funny is one of my surgeons is a Tennessee Titans season ticket holder, and he goes to a lot of their games and stuff. And I might have to ask him about why.
Yes.
Why the barking raccoons? Because it's a little strange. Not gonna lie, a little strange. But.
Oh, and then every time they would
Gosh,
shoot
that sounds like
fireworks
rabies.
off, every time they would shoot the fireworks, it would scare the crap out of us because it would be at like the most random times.
What?
They also had like blue smoke. So we're like, it's a boy. We're like, this is the weirdest gender reveal ever.
That would be like if you knew it was a boy, that'd be like the best cheap gender reveal, like free gender
Right?
reveal. Like you bring like whoever who doesn't know and be like, okay, now if the Titans do blue smoke, then it's a boy. They're like, wow, how'd you get everybody in on this? That's funny. Okay. I think that's all I have for conspiracy for this week. Stay tuned. I'm sure we're cooking up more. I do really believe that this whole narrative though is going to shift. So once again, I'm a happy elf. So I'm wearing my orange hat to symbolize that I'm a happy North Pole elf this week. I'm not an elf, Cap says, because we're playing the stupid elves. I call them the stupid trolls though. It's troll elves.
Yeah.
Thingies, but all right. Well, I'm a happy Santa girl. I don't know. All right, let's do some meet to talk here. All right, Stranger 4420 with the information constantly blowing my mind. Raccoons do bark like dogs, but come on, if you're not going to be original, at least copy something cool.
So why haven't we domesticated them?
So that is interesting. They bark like dogs?
And they're so cute and they're smart like cats. Like it seems like it's the perfect pet.
That is like blowing my mind. I did not know that. I've never heard a raccoon make a noise. I've never actually been close enough to one to hear it.
I feel like they
make any-
hiss.
Stop.
Yes. I feel like they would hiss too.
Yeah, I definitely.
Is that the unpaid intern barking?
Yeah, my unpaid intern's barking.
Everyone's barking now.
He's a rabid raccoon, apparently. No. Well, okay. My only real like experience with a raccoon was through Elf, the movie Elf, where he's like, "Does someone need a hug?" And the raccoon's like, he definitely
I am Buddy
hisses.
the elf.
He definitely hisses.
Yes.
Maybe they also bark. Maybe they do it all. Maybe they can imitate all kinds of animals. I need to dive into raccoons now, like figuring out what. I'm like, this is just all blowing my mind right now. Okay, I'm sorry. We mean to talk. It's brought to you by Birmingham Meadery. Save. There's a discount code Tigress. I'm so frazzled about these raccoons. Like this is like brand new information that is blowing my mind tonight. So I apologize, everyone. But all right, ladies, what do we need to talk about today?
We haven't gotten to all talk together about T dropping his agent.
The T on
we
T.
Excited about this? I feel like that kind of opens things back up and makes it.
No, not kind of. Like this is like game-changing, life-altering news. I mean, I remember when I read this and found out that it was actually true. I think what was it, Monday or like it was recently. And
yeah.
This is like huge. This is huge. Also, I love that he's tweeting like a sad little girl who got dumped on prom night or something, like talking about, oh, my guys are winners. No. Like, okay.
Yeah.
These guys don't get a second contract. So
exactly. And I think it's so wonderful how Joe's, advocating for T, and then
I feel like he's at the
go up there as the
stage.
captains, and it's just good vibes. It feels so good and so happy, and I'm full of hope again. It's like a little Christmas present.
Somehow my zest for life has come back.
Yes.
No, like you nailed it, Kayla. Absolutely. Like literally, I don't think I'm alone based off some unhinged tweet. I keep most of my unhinged thoughts inside my head. I take medication for that to keep them inside my head. So I don't say things like, there's no way we're going to get a deal done with this agent. We've never gotten a deal done with this agent before. But I saw a lot of other people expressing that same sentiment. And I'm not going to lie, that thought did cross my mind. So I feel like whereas it was dang near an impossibility before with this guy, now everything, like everything is opened up now again. And Joe setting the stage by saying we absolutely need him. He dropping his agent so that we actually have a shot at it. We have a chance at it. I mean, yeah, I could not be more ecstatic about that fact. That is amazing. I'm obsessed. I love it.
I'm like
I personally
daydreaming.
love
Yeah.
I personally love all of the memes in everything in videos with Jamar and T's face imposed on Step Brothers when they're
Yes.
like, we interview together.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Hello, Miss Lady.
that is my favorite thing.
We'll be interviewing as a team.
Exactly.
Oh, so great. So great. Jerry, do you have anything you need to talk about this week?
So we need to talk about some really amazing Bengals fans that jumped in on the pedestrian bridge as we were walking back over. There was a Bengals fan that was having a medical emergency and passed out. I'm not sure the extent, but I think everybody thought this gentleman was having a heart episode. And so I called my friend who's a trauma nurse who was up a little ahead of me. And so she's trying to run back through the crowd. But luckily, there was another Bengals fan that had come up who he was also a trauma nurse and helped.
We just got all
Yeah.
kinds of trauma nurses out of nowhere.
Right?
You know how hard it is to
Like,
find a trauma nurse?
like people were just at the right place at the right time, and this gentleman got back up and was sitting up. He still needed medical attention and everything, and other fans were helping direct I think the ATVs are called gators or something like that,
Yeah.
to help them get over the bridge and get everybody away from the gentleman so he can have some air and everything. But yeah, it was just really amazing to see like people jump in immediately, and hopefully that gentleman will be okay. I'm not sure, but he definitely, I think if those people had not jumped in when they did, it may not have been very good. But
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, thank God for that there were people there that,
yeah,
knew what to do and could help him, because that is scary. And I don't talk about this as much as I should. I feel like this should be something that I kind of talk about more often, but bystander CPR is so important, and it doesn't sound like he got CPR, but it's
he did
really
have chest
important.
compressions.
He did get CPR?
He did get chest compressions, and that's when
Wow.
yeah.
So it's high quality CPR is a game changer when it comes to survivability for cardiac events that happen in, out in the world, not in a hospital. And it's really important, nurse, not nurse, whoever you are, anybody can learn bystander CPR. It's really important. I really encourage everybody to learn at least a way to do effective chest compressions. Attend a class. I know the Bengals have classes sometimes on the field, and it's so important. It's literally life and death for people, whether or not they get good quality bystander CPR or not. So I just really encourage everybody to learn it. And if you see somebody who needs help, don't be afraid to jump in if you know what you're doing, if you've been trained. So that's awesome, Gerald. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that I hope he's okay. Hope he's
Me too.
everything worked out. Yeah. Okay, so my mean to talk is going to be a little long. Okay, but I want to show this video. Cap worked on this video. He increased the volume of the questions, because I know sometimes when we watch press conferences, it's hard to hear the questions. So he increased the volume of the questions so that we can hear Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow. It's kind of a mashup of their interviews, kind of talking about each other and how they feel about each other. I know there was a lot of questions about Joe Burrow's heated conversation on the sideline with Zach. There was a lot made of that. So it's no secret that I love Zach Taylor, and I think he's an amazing person. That's not something I try to hide. I fully admit that I love Zach Taylor. Okay, so maybe that's a knock on me that I'm not critical of him the way some other people are. I'm just a fan. That's just how I feel. So, but I feel like it's important to listen to what people say instead of kind of inserting your own bias into it, because we all have biases, implicit, explicit, we all have biases. So I just feel like it's a good exercise in listening, to actually let people speak for themselves and not kind of put your own spin on things. So let's listen here. Can you guys hear that? Okay.
It's a little quiet.
Yeah, I don't think I hear anything.
Oh,
You can read it to them.
That's better.
okay.
Like
A
how
little-
much do you care about
Yeah.
what's said about the interaction
Yeah.
on the sideline?
Okay. How much do you care about what's said on the interaction about the interaction on the sideline? Okay. You can hear Zach really well, trust me, but you can hear.
Oh, well, I heard the question, but I'm not hearing Zach.
You
Are you having the same issue, Jerry?
Yeah, I
guys
can't.
can't hear him.
I couldn't hear the question really or Zach at all. It sounds like he's in a tunnel very, very far away.
Okay. You guys can't hear any of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so basically they said, what do you think about the fact that people are talking about your conversation on the sideline? And he's saying he's a competitor. He has an edge to him that is, really what makes him special. And then I think my unpaid intern is going to try and fix the situation here with this, maybe. But I have this. You said this was volume, right? I have that all the way up. One moment, please. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons too that was all the frustration was because it was a good defense. Like, I mean, as much as you want to say whatever about Tennessee's
Yeah.
offense, I mean, the defense is completely different. So I think,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Joe getting agitated on the sideline more than just that moment that went viral or whatever. I mean, at one point, Jerry and I saw him like rip off his helmet and other
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. I mean, it's
Well,
just what
and-
happens
well,
when you're a competitive person.
And look at the week that he's had. He has had
Oh my
a really
God, I know.
frustrating week personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like that maybe was playing a bit into his frustration, and like what a better way to like get all that frustration and anger out than during the game.
Right.
Yeah. And he had a couple turnovers in that first half too
Yeah.
that was very uncharacteristic for him
Yes.
to turn the ball over in the first half like that. So I think he was probably frustrated with himself as well. But it's got to be tough. And I know we've all been in situations where we go to work every day and we do our job and we try our best, and then for whatever reason other people sabotage, for whatever reason, things just don't work out the way that they should based off of the effort that you're putting in. And it's frustrating because nobody
Yeah.
likes feeling that way. Nobody likes being, especially losing, especially guys like Joe Burrow, guys who
Yeah.
never lost before coming to the NFL. It's got to be tough on them coming back from injury. Year after year, it's always, all the narrative and everything. I mean, it's got to just weigh on you. And then plus everything that happened this past week with his house being broken into and everything
Yeah.
else, it's just so much. It's so much. It compiles on these people. We think of these guys as untouchable superheroes, and in a lot of ways they are, but in a lot of ways they are just people, and I think that a lot of people would have the same reaction to what all's gone on with him, and it's so magnified. What are we thinking? We're making progress. Anything? No. Okay. That's so weird. You guys can hear the highlights, but not that, because it's literally the same thing.
When
Okay.
I thought I was hearing it better when I could hear the reporter.
Oh,
I think that was actually
just me.
Cap talking.
Oh.
Possibly. He sounds like a
Well, that
reporter.
makes more sense then.
'Cause he said something and you're like, I think I can hear it better. And then he said something again and you're like, yeah, I can definitely hear it better. And I was like, I think that was just Jeremy saying something.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. We're just, we're just doing stuff on the fly here. No big deal.
It's what we do best.
But
Yeah.
We're gonna edit this real quick.
all right. Well, we are at 52 minutes. So I don't know. But we'll try. We'll keep trying here.
Worst case
But I
scenario, we
think-
can always link it to the
Yeah.
Twitter thread.
But, my big takeaway with all that was basically just these guys are competitive guys. They get heated in the moment. Zach Taylor is a very well-respected coach. Maybe not on Twitter, but in places where it counts, real places. Zach Taylor is well-respected by this team. He's well-respected in the league. And I just think that people tried to make a little bit too much of all of that and kind of put their own spin on it and act like they were mad at each other or whatever. And I think Joe Burrow actually said, like, I wasn't yelling at him. I was just yelling. And I feel like that's like a phrase that my mom used to use. But
I keep seeing Cap like creeping in a little more into the side. It's like cracking me up.
He's trying hard. He's trying hard to fix it.
I know.
But
Well, all he wants audio, so in this case.
yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, hey. Behind the scenes.
That looks fancy.
Okay, you hear it?
I balance as a head coach.
Nothing?
Oh,
Nothing.
You can hear it a little bit, but it's really quiet.
Okay.
That's all I need.
All right. We can work with that. Okay.
He's got an edge to him that
Can you hear that?
I balance as a head coach.
It's better.
Yeah.
Because I'm always
Better. You're probably hearing my microphone.
Balance things, but he's got an edge to him that is what makes him who he is. And
Is that can you guys hear that well enough to hear what they're saying?
I can hear Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll roll with it and I'll kind of fill in the gaps. All right. Good.
I don't want to change that for 1 second because who he is and what makes him tick is what makes Joe Burrow different from everybody else on this planet.
Yeah.
So
like you wouldn't want to curb that. You wouldn't want to change that about somebody, honestly. So
right.
We're together a lot more than any member of my family. So
so we're together more than my own family.
Every single day. Love the edges. It's not always perfect between us when we're out there dealing with moments, but that's just part of the competitive fire that he's got that I love, and wouldn't change a thing about him. And anytime something flares up, we move on and we're quickly past it. But that's when you got a great player who winning and doing it the right way is the most important thing to him. That's the best thing you can have from a leader in your football team that doesn't accept anything that's below standard at any moment from anybody. And you're begging. There's teams around the league begging for someone to have that standard, and we got it. And so you got to embrace that and keep letting him lead the way for us.
Along those lines, I mean, have you learned something about you've never gone through anything quite like this before?
Sure.
Playing out this not like a string to the end of a tough season. I mean, have you learned a little bit about him in that regard?
I mean, the competitive.
So they basically said, have you learned? Did you hear the question a little bit better that time, or still tough?
That he hasn't gone through this before.
Yeah,
right?
because if you think about it, the only bad seasons that Joe Burrow has had up to this point, and by bad, I mean, not winning, he's been injured. He's never had a healthy season where he's had a losing season. So this is kind of like new territory for him. So.
And this remains unchanged.
Yeah.
He's still as driven as I've ever seen him, to make sure that we score points and win the game. That's always remained unchanged from him. His attention to detail, his process is the same. And I think that's what's special about guys like Trey Hendrickson and Jamar. You just see a process that is their process. It's why they've gotten where they've gotten. They know what they need during the week to get to Sunday to be able to be a force. And just as you're around great players, that's what you want to appreciate is their routine and their discipline and their unwaveringness to stick to that. And you try to get everyone to see that. It's a very clear path to success as a player.
Zach, piggybacking on this conversation about Joe's community and the competitive fire, which I observed, I think that people seem to like what they saw in that video that made rounds on Sunday. But are there ever unintended consequences of that? Maybe guys that we would prefer to not receive a message in that way? Do you ever observe that competitive edge, has unintended consequences?
No, I think that's when you're on a football team with a lot of people, a lot of players and coaches, you're going to have moments like that where the competitiveness takes over. And I'm sure people see videos and they read into it however they want to read into it. That's part of our daily life. And
They read into it however they want to read into it.
Some of it gets on tape, some of it doesn't. But I think the great thing about us is we're always able to work through as a team anything that ever pops up, and leaders take over, coaches take over, and that's why we're able to keep this season on track right now, 2-game winning streak with a lot left to play for.
Last week, Brian Callahan was asked what people don't know about you, and he said how competitive you are. Do you think your attempt to project calm on the sideline obscures maybe how competitive?
I can't tell people what to think, what they see. I know why I act the way I act. It's the only way I know how to be.
Some of these questions are just impossible for him.
Ways, but during a game, the only way I know how to lead is through calm and try to. It's for myself sometimes as a play caller and managing a team and trying to get the message across. But that's all I know how to do. So if I try to change my demeanor for what I think people want to see from me or a head coach, then I'm going to fail, because that's just not what's got me here at this point in my life. And
Hi,
part of my journey is just going through it.
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks so much for coming to join us. We're playing Zach Taylor's press conference. We're having some technical issues, so that's why you see a lot of stuff going on here, but hopefully you can hear it okay. Zach Taylor is talking about the conversation between he and Joe Burrow, and he's getting a lot of questions like, were there unintended consequences? And he basically said, I don't actually care what any of you think about it, which I just think is like a really great comment. And also, I don't know, Zach Taylor thinks that he's calm on the sideline. You've never seen him get in the refs' faces, because Zach Taylor is anything but calm when the refs are involved. So
Yeah.
I don't know that his calm demeanor is so much there when the refs make a bad call or miss a bad call. But we're trying to get through this video here.
Proud of the way that I've done it here for 6 years, the way that I wanted to do it. And we've had success, we've had tough times, and I'm going to continue just to be me. And that would be my message to everybody. Don't change who you are. Everyone on our team, there's moments where we can interpret differently, but you got to be true to who you are, and we'll always work through it.
It's just good life advice, honestly.
That's what's been so great about the coaching staff, is we got a lot of really good people that know how to manage the players, know how to manage each other, know who they are. They're confident in themselves as a man and as a coach, and it's allowed us to weather a lot of stuff.
Next is Joe.
There's been a lot made of the viral clip of you and Zach and you talked about. It was just a frustrating day from the game on Sunday. But when you look at the conversation, Zach said that basically, that's just you and you don't accept anything below standard from anyone, and he really betrayed you for the role and having a leader like that. Do you feel like there needs to be of that type of temperament for this team moving forward?
I think we can pick our spots to do that. There's definitely discussions had this week about what was good enough, what wasn't good enough from the game. I can probably do a better job of keeping my emotions in check in that situation. Like I said, it wasn't directed at Zach. It was just a display of frustration of the day that I had, that we had as an offense, and how sloppy it was. And we've had those discussions in-house and talked about to be better, and what was great too. Like I said,
I would have just said I blacked out.
I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm totally gaslit everybody. Like, no, I didn't do that.
Just like the Batmobile.
Someone shows the
Nope.
video.
Nope.
Who is that?
Never happened.
What are you talking about?
He's probably like that. No, I don't know. That was a dumb question. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But
Someday, but I just hold myself and I hold our team to a high standard, and I expect greatness out of us. And when it's not that, I get frustrated. When it's not that for myself, when it's not that from everybody, I get frustrated. And, it started with myself on Sunday. I got really frustrated at the turnovers that I was having. And then, we piled on top of that with some mental mistakes, both from myself and from everybody else. And so
There were a lot of pre-snap penalties. That was
Yeah.
frustrating for everyone, I think.
We put up 31 points on one of the top defenses in the league. We didn't have the ball a ton in the second half, but the first half we were moving it, we were hitting explosives, we were putting it in the end zone. So there was a lot of really good, but also some that wasn't up to standard.
It's not just your body language, but Caleb Williams always is like this close around the right ears on someone as well. Do you feel like maybe a conscious move of quarterback body language and that part of the position of like kind of how you interact and how you are on the sideline that so a lot is different to that point?
Yeah, it's an emotional game. I try to be as even keeled as I can, and when I have to be, I am. But when the game's out of reach, and we aren't doing the things that we need to do, in my opinion, then I'm going to get frustrated. Like I said, we're competitive people. It's an emotional game. We're leaving all we have out there, and sometimes things get a little heated.
Stranger Forward trying to use the Bart Simpson defense. I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything. We saw it maybe a little bit, but I'd still deny it. First, that it was frustrating on our side too. The refs could have let some of those go for either side. Yeah. Don't even get me started. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this league, nobody's immune to it. Nobody gets sensitive or has hard feelings about it.
Except you people on Twitter. You people on Twitter get sensitive about it.
I would say early on, maybe high school, when you're taking some hits and you get right back up and go back to playing. But I would say the reaction of the defensive linemen when you just get popped right back up and get back to work. They get frustrated at that. They're hitting you and you're not giving them anything. And that's probably the first time that you can have an effect and impact the game in a bunch of different ways.
Zach's reiterating throughout the year that ultimately this falls on his shoulders. What have you appreciated most about how he's handled the adversity this year?
Yeah, everybody's in a tough spot this year. A lot of adversity has hit. Zach is positive every day, comes to work and gives the best game plan possible. We always trust that as players, that the coaches are going to put in the work to put us in the best position to succeed. And they work really hard at that. And my discussions with Zach have been very productive. I always appreciate when the coaches get up in front of the team and tell us what's been good enough, what hasn't been good enough, and very clear in that respect. And I think we've done a good job of that.
Yeah. Are the refs getting paid a bonus per flag this year? I think they might be. They're certainly acting like it.
I think so.
Let's talk about Peyton.
What'd you say?
I think so. I think that's a
Yeah.
conspiracy I buy into.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Tom and Drew Brees. Drew Brees was my favorite quarterback growing up, and obviously I was a big fan of Peyton and Tom too, and they did it the right way, handled their careers.
I have a Drew Brees jersey.
Drew Brees is pretty likable. I have to admit, pretty darn likable. Tom Brady too.
No,
No, not so much. I think
still
so.
hate him. No.
I liked his roast though. I thought that was good.
All those guys getting frustrated. We put a lot into this. We worked really hard to go out and play well on Sundays and put ourselves and our bodies in a great position to go out and perform. And when you don't feel like things are up to the standard, that gets frustrating, because we put so much work into this, and emotions run high. It's an emotional game.
You think your reaction the other day was the same in year 2, year 3? Or do you think probably is?
I think there were a lot of different things that went into it. I think that's a close game in it till the end. That's not how I'm reacting in that situation. Usually what happens when I get that frustrated is I'm frustrated in my own mistakes to start, and then we had control of the game against a team that I feel like we're better than, and if we're not playing up to my standard against a team like that, then that you have the luxury of being a little emotional on the sideline in that situation because the game's out of reach, and you don't have to go back out there and make a play to win the game. So I think there's a lot of different things that go into it.
What was Zach saying to you to try and settle you down or offer perspective?
He was just trying to tell me to be happy with the win. And I appreciate that about him because I can get lost in, just like everybody can, you get lost in the adversity of the season.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't take winning for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to get better at that. And Zach tries to help me get better at that. And I appreciate that about him. And it's tough for me sometimes.
Relatable.
I want to be great. I want us to be great. And on offense, I want us to be perfect. And if we're not, that gets frustrating to me. And I do need to be better at just, if we win, be happy about it. It's hard to win in this league. And I can do a better job of, maybe showing that side of me on a Monday and enjoying the win right after, and rather than letting that boil over on the sideline.
Steve's been traditionally very good when it comes to not making penalties. And like the last 3 games kind of stick out. Is there anything you figure on?
Well, that's part of what is frustrating. That's not
Yeah.
what we do. We're a disciplined football team that understands the rules, understands the cadence, understands what we're trying to do on every single play, and that's why historically we've been good at that. But like I said, the last 3 weeks we have not. That needed to be addressed, and it's been addressed. It's just about maintaining focus through every snap, through the entire game. It's I think sometimes when you get into a game like that, you get up late. I forget what the score was at that point, but you have little mental lapses because the game's won.
It's like we
trying to
said,
get in the end zone one more time.
they
But
think it too.
game's won. I'm ready to get on the plane and go home. And I've fallen into that before. And you just have to maintain your mental focus through the 000s on the clock. That includes me. So that's something that we can all be better at.
How do you like to be coached? I mean, there's some people
This
that
is huge.
push really hard and have people in their face, and that typically gets the best out of them. And there's some people that don't react well to that. So
Call
what do
this
you
out.
do to coach?
Not that way. I don't think that.
He would have hated Bill Billis.
Yeah.
When you're a younger player, but I think when you've proven that you can play at a high level, I think it's more of a collaborative effort, and there's always good dialogue about where I can be better and the things that I can improve on, and vice versa. So I think those conversations are always productive.
There was a lot made of that interaction, obviously, because it was caught on camera and it's on live TV. Is that an example of something that happens a lot more than people realize? It's just, or is that actually like an emotional moment that you would have remembered? I don't know if you understand what I'm asking.
I know what you mean. It definitely happens. I wouldn't say it happens often. I laid out earlier the specific things that go into it. I don't often get that frustrated, because usually the game's close and you got to stay in it, and you can't let your emotions get the best of you in that situation. At that point, I knew there was about, maybe a minute left on the clock. I knew my day was done. Our day was done on offense, and so that's when you start to reflect on how the day went, and in the moment I was just focusing on all the negative things that I did, that we did, and that was frustrating me in that moment. And like I said, a lot of things go into it.
All right. So yeah, a lot of things were said. I think, the main things that I take away from that are that I think Zach's coaching style is perfect for Joe Burrow. I think any other coach, especially a lot of people were like wanting Bill Belichick for some reason. And I just don't think that would have been a good fit. Honestly, I think that was kind of a terrible idea. Plus, he's at UNC now anyways, and I just forgot that they had a football team. Apparently, Giovanni Bernard played there, and I forgot that they actually had a football team. I think of them as a basketball school. But anyway, yeah, a lot there. I know that was a long video, but I just felt like it was important to kind of show the sides of things and just take it for what it is. Like it's okay to take things like that at face value. You don't have to look deep and analyze everything. Like we're not psychiatrists. We're not like people want to break down all of his body language and tear apart everything he's saying. And it's like, just listen to the man talk, like listen to his words, trust that he is telling you the truth. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Anything about that?
I think you guys have covered it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do Miss Jerry predictions. All right.
Okay,
What you got for us, Miss Jerry?
So I have a theory that may be more of a conspiracy theory, but I feel like my Zoloft has blocked all of my psychic ability because since I started taking that, like
We
everything
love
has
a
just been
healthy
wrong.
queen, but
So, I didn't take it for a few days just to prep for this segment. No.
What?
I'm
Not
just
advisable,
kidding.
Jerry. Not advisable. I'm just going to throw that out there, okay? I hope you're joking.
I am joking.
Okay, good.
But for the now Sunday game that should have been Thursday that I should have been at and now I'm not at, um, I think that the defense is going to pleasantly surprise us again. I think that our offense is going to play lights out because even though we are not technically in control of our destiny, I think they're gonna try to control what they can control, and that's if they, win the next few games or not. So
Absolutely.
I think they're gonna be very dialed in.
It's a lot there are parts of it that are out of our control, but I really think this team is going to win out. I think they're going to buckle down, and I think they are going to win out. So they're going to do their part, I think, for sure.
Yeah, because I absolutely do not agree with trying to not win to get a better draft choice. Like,
No, I hate
what
that.
are we doing
I
at
hate that
that
whole
point?
thought. That whole thought is gross to me. But
Like,
I feel like
unless you might be getting the number one pick, like,
right.
what's the point?
Listen, Miami
Losing
2019 was different, okay?
That's
that
the only exception.
We were rooting to lose that game because we knew what was on the line. But when you're talking about mid-level picks, whatever, like a few spots does not make that big of a difference, first of all. Second of all, these guys don't want to lose. They want to win. And I want to watch them win. Okay. So I don't care about any of that. That is only an afterthought if we lose. Okay, well, at least we got a better draft pick. I would never be like, please lose so we can have the number 25th draft pick instead of number 28 or something stupid. Yeah, DTR is starting. I did hear that as well, Fro. So buckle up. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I think that and again, I think Cleveland, they're out of it again. So
Right.
we'll see, which I'm very happy that they're back where they belong. in the basement. Some of them were getting a little mouthy, and I think they needed a little reality check. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But all right, let's do. Where am I? Here we go. Injury report. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right,
Okay. We'll breeze through these pretty quick. The did not practices: Orlando Brown Jr., Sam Hubbard. We already talked about that. Chris Jenkins was out today with the illness that's been going around.
No, not the illness.
Illness.
What is up with the illness?
So keep an eye on that. And then Sheldon Rankins is still out with the illness.
I think Sheldon Rankins may have the plague. I don't know what is going on. Like, how does
I hope
an illness
he's okay.
keep out that
I'm
long?
really worried about him. How long has it been now since we've seen or heard from him? Like, even a practice? I don't think he's even been at a practice, right?
That's
I hope he's okay.
honestly concerning.
I don't want to speculate or anything, but like,
no,
I'm just worried about him.
Yeah,
but that's a long time to be out with an illness. So, yeah, I'm not gonna list all the things I think it might be, but I just hope I hope he's okay for his sake, most importantly. So,
as far as the limited participants, Joe Burrow is limited, but he's been limited early in the week and then goes full later. So, but keep an eye on it. Alex Kappa, T. Higgins had a rest day. Charlie Jones was limited, and Geno Stone was limited.
all right. What about? Did we know anything about Browns players?
I forgot to look that one up. I apologize.
We don't care about that anyway, so it's fine.
I try not to think about them, to be honest.
Yes.
No. But yeah, I did hear that DTR is getting the start over Jameis Winston. And I was thinking about something the other day. Wasn't there a thing? And I meant to look this up and I completely forgot. So maybe you guys can let us know in chat. But wasn't there a thing when Jameis Winston was with the Saints where he's like can't see or something like that? Like he's like blind and he doesn't wear contacts or glasses. He just is blind. Oh, we got LASIK. Okay. All right. Our friends at LASIK Plus. Just helped him out. But I was like, maybe that's why he can't tell who he's throwing the ball to. He throws the ball to the other team quite a lot. So maybe that was why. But apparently that's fixed now. So it's a different problem for him. But yeah, that'll be interesting. So yeah, Sunday. We've been moved to Sunday a whole several days. So we're making the best of that. But that's a bummer for a lot of people. So
yeah,
Jerry, I'm sad you're not here with us, but that's all right.
Me too.
But I think that's about all I have for this week. Anything else before we go? Sorry, we ran a little over. I had a lot of things to say today, so I'm sorry. And it's been so long since I've seen you guys.
Yeah,
I missed you. But I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Stripe the Jungle, always a favorite of mine. So hopefully everybody knows their assignments and they can dress accordingly. So
I will see you guys at the Denver game.
That's all I got. Yay!
As long as our flight doesn't get delayed because we fly in that morning.
Oh no. Well, hopefully we will.
Love the scheduling this year, NFL. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I got. I don't know where my outro is. Is that it? That might be my outro. Okay. Okay.
It says thanks for watching at the top.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for bearing with us with our technical difficulties today. And we will see you next week. Hopefully we get a big win on Sunday. And hoo-day, everybody.
Hoo-day.
Hoo-day.